So the last topic pertaining to rhythm that we'll discuss is the idea of syncopation. Your book does a very good job at explaining what syncopation is in words. However, the visual example that it gives you with the tune Camptown Races, while in theory a good example, it's notated incorrectly actually. So what I'm hoping to do here is to orally explain to you how syncopation works. Syncopation is basically an accent or an emphasis on beats that are in between pulses in rhythm. So, for example, if I use this hand to tap a steady pulse, and then I use my other hand to add the metrical accent and make this series of pulses into a time signature of 3/4, syncopation would be any events that are accented on either beats that are normally not accented, in other words, beat 2 or beat 3, or even in between those beats, like this. For some visual representation of syncopation, let's bring back this little grid drawing that I have. You'll recall that when I was describing how rhythmic values fit on a grid, I mentioned that each one of these lines on the piece of paper represented a beat. So if we stick with that example and we say that each one of these lines is a quarter note, okay, and I'll draw another line on the 4th line indicating that we're actually in a meter of 4/4 since there are 4 quarter notes in this measure. And each one of these lines is a quarter note. A syncopation would actually be occurring in between the grid lines. And so it's a metrical accent on an event in between pulses. And so just to reiterate this orally, again here I'll give you my steady pulse. And I'll again add a metrical accent with my other hand to make it a time signature of 3/4. And now I will add a syncopated rhythm on beats that are not beat 1. So hopefully that helps to explain the concept of syncopation a little bit better. Again, it is what makes music rhythmically interesting and not so bland. And it's something that you encounter, I'm sure, very often in all of the music you listen to.